Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? So good to see you. I really want to talk about this business question. One of my clients said she wished that I would have asked her this question a while ago. And so I was like, really? I guess it really never occurred to me how impactful this question really was to my business. However, I will tell you that it is a question that I consistently think about. I consistently live by, and now it's like skin for me because it's just something that's just always there, and I'm always talking about being in alignment. And so I want to share with you not only the question that I was asked, but the series of questions that I asked that really helped me see things differently in business and how that has just changed the game for me in business in general. Listen, my name is Donna St. Louis, and you can go ahead and you can drop a comment or something. I'll grab it. Make sure you give me your name because sometimes it doesn't show the name. But my name is Donna St. Louis. I am co-founder of FireSavvy.net, and specifically, we work with professional service providers who want a chief business advisory service so that they can increase their revenue, so they can have a new stream of revenue, which actually includes high experiential events even. And don't get me wrong, it doesn't have to be like a conference. It could be any type of event. For example, we're doing a brunch in Miami on July 23rd, and it's really only for a certain caliber level of clients, or a certain caliber of clients, preferably clients who can actually speak, certain caliber of clients who as well want to network and be around the same caliber of clientele, right? People that they can network with, people that they can collaborate with and do business with. Anyway, I'm going to share with you the question that really changed the game for me. And I'm even going to have a couple of graphics on the screen, which, if you know, this is not like me to have the graphics, but we're going to go all in and we're going to do graphics and the whole thing. I'm only going to be on here for about 15 minutes. So again, if you have questions, make sure you ask questions. I have no problem doing live coaching. So the first question was, who are you? And then there were three questions that really, and this is in business, right? So who are you in a business, right? Are you the person that, and I'll share my screen here. Are you the person who brings forth the best practice? Are you the best practice person? So you keep your finger on the pulse of best practices. You are a believer in no-brainer, low-risk solutions that work. Like, that's who you are. Or are you the person who elevates? You've never seen a good idea that you can't make just a little bit better. You're not going to completely annihilate the idea, but you are definitely looking at how you can make that idea way, way better. So it might, and when I say better, I mean it's going to be faster, it's going to be easier, it's going to deliver a higher ROI, it's going to be cheaper, it's going to be a better experience, the whole thing. Or are you a person who is a rebel? You've never seen an idea that you absolutely wouldn't love to just annihilate. I might fall into this category just a little bit, right? When you look at an idea, you look at it and you can identify all the ways that you can make it different, not better. Better is always required, but you're not looking just to do an improvement. You're looking to do a complete change, right? So when you look at yourself, which one are you? Are you a person that's best practice? Are you a person that elevates? Are you a person that rebels? This was such a big deal because you might be saying, okay, yeah, so those aren't a big deal. And then you can only choose one. This was such a big deal for me because what I found was I kept working in my career in areas of best practice, which was boring for me, right? Like, I really, really, really hated it. And what happened was when I moved over to an area that would allow me to excel, which was being a rebel, I really excelled in business, right? So being out of alignment, who I was versus what I was doing, was huge. So that's your first question for you. Which one are you, right? Best practice. Or is that who you are? Are you a person who elevates? Are you a rebel? Which one are you? This is critical. It's the first one. And I don't care whether you're an employee or an entrepreneur. which one are you? Like really, really think about this. Don't just be like, oh, whatever. Nope. This matters a lot. It is going to change the game in regards to your business if you know which one it is. Because here's the thing. Let's say that I'm a rebel, right? But I keep showing up as a person. I'm trying to show up as a best practice. It's like literally square peg round hole, right? I'm just struggling because every time I go over there, I'm trying to do this thing that just doesn't fit who I am, right? I'm trying to fit in someone's box. And when you're out of alignment, I meet a lot of people who go, oh, well, I must be a rebel too. I'm a rebel. I'm just like you. I'm a rebel. I'm like, are you a rebel? Because, and what I mean by that is being a rebel means that you're willing to live out there in the outliers because every one of these has their pros and cons. So I love somebody wrote, give me your name, love, wrote, I elevate, right? They're elevate. So here's the thing. There's pros and cons to each one of these. So let's talk about those really quickly, right? And I'll start with the rebel. The pros of being a rebel is that ideation is my superpower, innovation is my superpower, and being afraid of taking a risk, absolutely not. Like I'm like, let's go for it all the time. What are the cons? I get bored very quickly with an idea. Once I've made the idea, I'm like, here's the idea. Now do something with it. I don't want to sit and play with it. Like I'm going to implement it that one time and then I'm probably done with it. Thank God I have a co-founder who's Elevate. What's up, Holly? I have a co-founder who's Elevate. So my co-founder is consistently going, I don't have a problem with you coming up with ideas or breaking ideas and implementing it one time. I'll take it from there. So thank God for that, right? I'm also very much the person who's the lone wolf, right? So I'm not going to be in a room where I'm necessarily agreeing with everything that's said because I have this different perspective. As a result, most people think I'm very intimidating when I don't feel intimidating, but people tend to think I'm intimidating because of this, right? So there are cons to being on each side of this. An elevate person, the pros is that they can see the magic in just about everything that they look at, right? They can see how something can absolutely be a little bit better. So they're walking in the room and they see potential. They see amazing amounts of potential. That's a major pro. What's the con? The con can be that nothing's ever good enough, right? And so because it's not ever good enough, they're always looking for little ways to make things better, or they might not know when good is good enough, right? Like, okay, when is it good enough? No, I just got to tweak it a little more. Sometimes you get elevate people that could sometimes be a little bit stuck in perfectionism, not all the time, but it does happen because they're constantly in tweak mode. And then your best practice person. One of the best parts of a best practice person is that they are constantly on the lookout for best practices. They really are your low risk, no brainer, easy to implement, fast, secure. That's who they are. They're going to be like, hey, this has been tried and true. I know it works, right? That's awesome about them. But the challenge that you run into people who are best practice is that they're likely not to take any risk. They really want to do what's standard and tried and true. They're not about the new ideations. They don't understand why anything has to change, right? So they can get very stuck in that mode. So you have these three. And by the way, a best practice person doesn't necessarily work well with a rebel, right? Because a rebel wants to figure out how to break it. And the best practice person doesn't want to take all that risk. These two are on the opposite ends, right? So we'll talk about that in a second. So know which one you are. And yeah, Holly said, I feel like I'm constantly shifting and trying. Yep, because you're constantly in elevate mode, which means you don't actually let something sit and marinate long enough as a best practice in order to find out if it works. You're trying to tweak it too soon, and you don't let it do what it does best. And then, so here's the next question. What do you deliver? Are you a person who sets the bar? So you're going into an organization and you are implementing best practices so your clients can finally exit chaos and enter into consistency. That's what they want, right? They want low risk, big reward, come in and, oh my God, make all the bad things go away. Or are you a person that raises the bar? You deliver faster and easier ways for clients to do what they already do best, right? So you're like, this is what you do. Let me show you how I do this, how you could do this a little better, how they can have these ideas that are improved upon. Cynthia said, I guess things may be important for collabs too, right? Yes, absolutely. And we'll talk about the collabs thing in a second. Right now, I want to know what you deliver, right? So are you setting the bar, right? Are you raising the bar, right? Or are you smashing the bar? Are you going in and you're going, yeah, I see all of that stuff you're doing. Let's try some new stuff, right? Let's let's add this. So for me, I am a person who, when I'm working with clients, and I'll use financial services. So I have a lot of clients that are in the financial services space, and I'm like, you can add to your current revenue stream a high ticket or an exclusive event for your higher ticket prospects that then convert into long-term monthly recurring revenue. And they're like, I've never thought about doing something like that before. What would I do at an event? What would I teach them? What would, right? And so now they haven't even thought about this idea. And then I'm bringing it to them like, you can do this. And let me show you the way of doing this. Let me show you this new way of making money that you hadn't thought about. Let me show you all these other little things that you hadn't done. A lot of times when I'm talking to financial services people or attorneys, they can be very risk averse. And so they'll be talking about, how can I stop the entrepreneur from taking risks? And I'm like, entrepreneurs are people who want to take risks. So you're speaking the wrong language to them. You need to be saying something like, I'm going to show you how to have enough money so that you can take a risk. I'm going to show you how to, quote, get away with murder, right? I'm going to show you how to do those things. In other words, I'm going to give you all the tools you need to take big risks and get the rewards. So you have to make sure that you are in alignment with your client, because if any of these are out of alignment, it doesn't work. So the first thing we looked at is who you are. Hey, if you're a best practice, you want to be setting the bar for your clients. If you're Elevate, you want to be raising the bar for your client. And if you are a rebel, then you want to be smashing the bar for your clients. You want to be bringing in new ideas. Listen, a lot of times when I'm working with clients, they're over here in this one, which is what do my clients want? My clients generally want me to smash the bar. And the reason they want me to smash the bar is because they feel like they've been there, they've done that, they got the ugly t-shirt, and they're tired of the struggle. And they really want a new, innovative, and even a new perspective on doing something. Like they're like, oh my God, I've tried all this stuff. I just need a new perspective and a new way of thinking about it and a new way of doing it. So they're looking for someone, they're looking for me to help them. They're looking for me to smash the bar in their business, because that bar is that breakthrough ceiling that they can't get through. Right? So what do your clients want? Do your clients want you to set the bar? In other words, they want you to come in and they want you to give them a tried and true way of bringing about consistent results, right? That's who they are, but what do they want? So the comment says, my clients are at burnout and need to push the reset button, but what do they want? Do they want to set the bar? You know what they need, but what do they want? Do they want to set the bar? We need to come in and bring about consistent results. Do they want to raise the bar? We've been doing the same thing over and over again. It's starting to get a little stale. How do we juice it up a little bit, make it snazzy? How do we make this exciting again? Or do they want to smash the bar? They're like, listen, I'm looking for innovation and ideation and just doing something that no one out there in the industry is doing right now. I want to do that. What is that? Right? So what do your clients want? You have to be clear on these. So these need to be in alignment. They have to be in alignment. And here's the last part. When it comes down to collaborations, when it comes down to working with someone, this is how the bar cycle works. The person who smashes the bar, they're generally smashing the tried and true practices that have already been put in place, right? That's what they're doing. They're like, yep, I get it. Yeah, we're not doing that anymore, right? Or they're coming up with ideas that other people haven't come up with. A smash the bar person works best with a raise the bar person. A raise the bar person works well with a set the bar person. Believe it or not, a set the bar person and a smash the bar person do not work well together, because the smash the bar person is consistently throwing away the ideas of the set the bar person. But this is how they work. This is how the ideas work. The person who sets the bar, their ideas, once they're implemented in their best practices and they've been going for a while, the smash the bar person annihilates them or puts something else in place. Once a new idea is put in place, the person who raises the bar likes to take that idea and elevate it to a next level. So they want to move forward in an easier, more efficient way. They love automation, making things better with little effort. So if you're talking about making things better, you're talking about raising the bar. In other words, they already know how to do what they do. They want to find a way to make it faster, more efficient, better cost, higher returns, and always better. Anyway, this made such a big deal in my business because of this. When I've worked with people who they go, well, I'm a rebel. And I go, okay. And then they go, and I raise the bar. And I'm like, do you? You're a rebel, but you raise the bar? It's not in alignment with who you are. And so what happens is they end up going online, on social media and in their marketing. They go in their marketing using raise the bar language, but they're showing up as a rebel and they're speaking as a rebel, but their text is all about raising the bar. Or I see people who are truly raise the bar people, but they're going out and they're trying to be a rebel. And then they're like, I don't know why it's not working. I'm like, because it's not who you are. You're out of alignment. And while you might think that alignment does not matter, being out of alignment consistently impacts your flow. You cannot, and I mean your financial flow. Your money will not flow if you are out of alignment. It just won't work. So you have to make sure that you are in alignment with who you are, what you deliver, and what your clients want. They need to be in alignment. If they're not in alignment, it is just not going to work. And you're going to be stuck. You're going to be sitting there with real struggle. So that's all I got for you today. I just wanted to share that with you, that making sure that you're in alignment with who you are, what you do, and what your clients want, it really does matter. And this matters, again, whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you're an employee. If you're a rebel, you probably aren't going to do really well working in a standard insurance company environment. You're welcome, Rachel. You're welcome. I think that was Holly. You're not going to do well in a standard insurance company environment, for example, if you're a rebel. It's probably not going to work for you, right? They're very risk averse. They're very tried and true. Their systems even can be a little older and outdated because they really aren't going to take those risks. So if you're a rebel, you want to be working with companies that are doing things like the latest AI. They're doing stuff that's really innovative. They're looking for those rebellious ideas, right? If you are in a company that's less rebellious, you want to be on the team that's the innovation team. You want to be on the team that's looking for people that have these sparky ways of thinking, right? If you're a person who raises the bar, you want to be at a company that's looking at not only implementing best practices, but taking best practices to the next level. You'll probably do really well with a company that takes a great idea, implements that great idea, and then consistently takes it up. They might want to do things like, for example, green initiatives. Right? Green initiatives aren't this radical new idea anymore, but there are a lot of companies that are trying to improve what they're doing and their footprint on the world by doing green initiatives. Or you might want to work with a company that sells a software that takes a standard, something that people are doing, and it elevates it to another level. So this matters even in the job that you choose if you are an employee. It matters if you're an entrepreneur in regards to how you present ideas and services and offerings to your clients. Because again, if you're presenting your offers to your clients like whatever, like, raise the bar when you're a rebel, then they're going to show up and they're going to be like, whoa, this isn't what I wasn't expecting at all. So it has to be in alignment. It's so important. Anyway, I'm going to be down in Miami, July 23rd. We're doing a brunch down there. So if you're interested in coming to that brunch, hit me up at firesavvy.net. You can drop me a DM or send me an email. But we're doing a brunch in Miami, February. Jesus, it's July, right? July 23rd down in Miami. And it's going to be myself and my business partner. And the goal of that brunch is to truly help you identify ways that you can have higher levels of long-term monthly recurring revenue through conversion events. And of course, it's an ask you anything. So if you just want to sit for 4 hours and pick the hell out of my brain, we're limiting this to only, I think she said 7 people. So it's going to be a very intimate gathering, and it's going to be down in Miami. Anyway, hit me up in a DM if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you later.